Welcome to another episode of Ask the Attorney. Today I'm going to talk to you about a crime of pornography called sexting. Sexting is a form of pornography that applies to juveniles, youth like you. Now, the important thing I want you to know about sexting is that the age of consent and the age for pornography are not the same. In some states, adults are allowed to have sex with minors because the state law allows them, an 18-year-old and a 17-year-old. For example, I have a friend whose son was the perfect child. School, graduated with honors, was in his first year at a community college living at home, a volunteer firefighter. He was the model son. He had a girlfriend who was under the age of 18. In the state they lived in, they were allowed to have a consensual sexual relationship. He's 19, she's 17. What happened is that he asked his girlfriend for a picture of her. She said no. She said, "You send me a naked picture of you." He didn't want to. And she kept asking. Eventually he said, okay. Went to the bathroom, took a picture of himself, emailed it to her. She was very happy. Everybody's happy. Her dad opened the email. Her dad was not as happy. He knew that they were having a sexual relationship, but seeing a naked man on his daughter's phone and email did not make him happy, and he called the police. So, my question to you is the young man guilty of sexting? I'm asking you.
Absolutely. Anybody who sexts is guilty, and I think this is a crime now and it's illegal.
Yes. Sexual harassment comes in so many forms and so many different ways. So yes, sexting is one of them.
I think that it is guilty because you shouldn't be doing that, and like sending inappropriate pictures is bad.
Yes, never sext on the phone. Never do it even if you love this girl you're talking to or the guy you're talking to, just don't do it. It is not the right thing to do.
And the answer is guilty of sexting. Even though this young man and this young woman can legally have a sexual relationship, he cannot sext her because she is a minor. The age for pornography is 18. Anyone under the age of 18 who receives or sends nude pictures of anyone under the age of 18 is guilty of pornography. If that person is a juvenile, they are guilty of sexting. Don't do it. It will ruin your life. For this particular young man, he was able to be found not guilty. After what? After the news put his picture on the front page of the paper in their local town, after the neighbors were interviewed and talked about all the crazy things he did, after he lost his job, after he lost his volunteer firefighter status, after his mother lost her hair, after the family was in shambles, he was found not guilty. The reason he was found not guilty is because of a technicality. But we know what he did was guilty of sexting. What did the mother have to say after a year of going through this whole drama? Remember, an arrest record is permanent. The stigma remains. And the stigma has stuck with this young man as he tried to go on with his life. But what he did was a crime. Even though he was allowed to have sex, he could not send her a nude picture. The law. A minor who knowingly uses the computer or electronic communication to distribute an image or video of nudity or sexual conduct to another minor, guilty of sexting. Receiving and possessing a nude picture of a minor, even though you did not distribute it, you kept it, guilty, sexting. How do you not be guilty? How can you prevent somebody from sending you a nude picture? How can you be found not guilty? You have to immediately delete the photo and notify an official. An official can be a teacher, it can be a police officer, and it can even be a doctor or some school officer. Easy to do. Don't play around with it. Report it, delete it. Another thing I want to warn you about. I see a lot of people putting on Facebook, social media, I'm having sex with so-and-so. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't admit anything. All that information that you're putting out there is discoverable, and the courts will use it against you. Don't take pictures of yourself naked. Now, when I was growing up and a boy asked for your picture naked, you grabbed a piece of paper and a crayon and you drew a picture of yourself and sent it. These days, probably going to be considered texting. Just don't do it. Now, parents, if you are found guilty of taking a nude picture or sharing a nude picture of a minor, you're not sexting. You're committing the crime of pornography. Even worse off for you. Okay? Discussing the penalties. What happens if you are found sexting? If you are a juvenile under the age of 18 in Florida, you will be given community service, you will be fined, and you will have to be rehabilitated. In Florida and in most states, if you're under the age of 18, the theory is you're still salvageable. They will try to rehabilitate you. Once you become an adult, you're no longer salvageable. They will be trying to penalize you and prevent you from harm. So at least you have a chance as a juvenile, but this is the one situation where you could be a juvenile under the age of 18 and be found guilty of a crime, the crime of sexting. The last thing I want to share with you is that aside from the criminal aspect of sexting, there is the all-important social aspect of sexting. Once you share a nude picture on the internet, it's always going to be there. It's going to ruin your reputation. In fact, I can think of at least 2 politicians who lost elections and their entire careers because they were texting. Texting is illegal. Don't do it. Thank you.